My name is Daz Tactic. Welcome. This is, of course, one of the Slytherin streams, and we're going to be having another look at the new scenario that's going to be coming, the Grand Campaign 550 BCE, which is, of course, the rise, decline, and fall of Persia. So we're going to be having a look at that one today. By the way, before I start, I've been asked to sort of just remind everybody to keep on washing those hands, and I hope everyone is doing well in this very, very troubled time. It's very difficult everywhere, really, around the world. It's certainly sort of, with the isolation, etc., etc. So I hope everyone is doing well and that your families are all safe and sound. And as I say, just the reminder is just to keep on looking after yourselves. I think mentally as well, I think these sort of streams and things can be good like that, just because at least it sort of gets your mind off it. So anyway, let's get into this. We're going to be playing on balanced mode. And really, I think it's like the last time, I don't know if you saw the last stream, which was about a couple of weeks ago, but that was just incredible. Like, it was the best. It was the funnest 2 hours of Field of Glory Empires that I've played, because it was just we got a lot done in 2 hours, and I don't think I can emulate that again, to be honest. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different. We're going to go off the beaten track, and this game is still a fair bit of time away from being released, the actual Rise of Persia as such. And so I know that the devs, I don't think Pocus is actually in the stream today, but anyway, the devs have sort of fleshed out a few of the factions, and they're still wanting to do a lot more work on the other factions. So the only ones, and before I did the last stream, and the game hasn't updated since I did it last time, we decided before I started that I'd play as Athens, and we then sort of play from Athens. So they polished Athens up, but I don't want to play that again, because one of the issues that when I spoke to Pocus after Pocus is the developer of the game, afterwards he had sort of said that he was a bit concerned about how easily at the end Athens then managed to sort of destroy Sparta. And so I think I'll stay away from the Peloponnesian Peninsula, from Greece. We'll go somewhere completely different, I think. I still want to play as a small faction, just so we can actually sort of get through a lot in this particular session. By the way, if you have any questions for me, just do an @DazTactic, and I should then sort of see it. It'll come up in red on the chat. I will apologise in advance. I do actually miss a lot of the Sicily. That's exactly where I'm going to go. Sergeant Z-Dog is saying Sicily. I'm thinking Syracuse. So let's play as Syracuse. Small faction, interesting history. I think we'll actually just click on this one and just do it. I was thinking, which one should I play? There's a few that I thought could have been interesting. Like Carthage is probably a little bit too big to do stuff within a 2-hour period. A bit too much micromanagement, I think, getting those ones done. The Iberii could be interesting. Etruscans, there's a bit to organise, but that would be interesting as well. Rome as well, like they're actually beholden to the Etruscans. But yeah, I think actually Tarentum would have been another good one as well. Back over through here, they've only got 3 in their army, so it's a pretty crappy start. Syracusan army is only combat power of 8. So it's not very strong when you have a look at some of the others. Like Rome has got a combat power of 23. The Etruscans are 22, so they've got a bit more combat power. Come back over to Sparta, we've got 115 combat power. So we're looking at some pretty wild sort of changes through things. But I think Syracuse will be where we'll actually go. So, but yeah, Tarentum would have been another good one as well. I'm not sure. It's coming down in the remarkable factions, whereas Syracuse is actually listed in these. Now, just be aware that in this session, this has not been fleshed out at all. This is still very, very early access. And so it's sort of just going to be almost random with what actually does happen here. Anyway, let's just go with this one. Actually, I was looking at the Tarentum before I started playing, actually, because and that was, I didn't realise that actually that was a colony of Sparta. I didn't think that Sparta colonised anything, but that was actually a Spartan colony. All right, so anyway, Syracuse, let's get into this. Now, I forget when Archimedes was the most famous Syracusan, wasn't he, really? I forget when he comes into the picture. It won't be, I think it's in the main game, not in this game. So anyway, we'll go there. Okay, so Highland New is saying, okay, what is the volcano in Sicily? That should be Mount Etna, isn't it? Is Etna the one? I don't think it shows it in here. Anyway, the first thing we want to do is we want to just sort of see what we've actually got on our, I'll just go through. Actually, if anyone does have any questions about the game or anything like that, just sing out. I will try to sort of explain things. So we'll just go across into here. Now, what you'll find is that you end up with certain things that will be random, and they sort of look a little bit like this. So animal herds. So this is a regional boon, a local site in this region with a positive effect on land output and development. The local grasslands support large herds of wild animals. Boon counts as one agricultural building. So this is actually just one of these random things that at the start of every game, every single area can potentially have one of these. In fact, we've got another one over here as well, which looks like to be a negative, which isn't going to be good. Anyway, this one we get 5 food from this side, and if we have a look at this other one down here, there's a regional impediment, a local site in the region which adversely affects how readily you can develop this land. This is native raiders use this region as a gathering place and will form from time to time to launch a quick raid against the population. So it's an impediment, counts as a tier 1 military building. So food goes down by 3, infrastructure by 2, and money by 3. So this is one of the little negatives. So you're going to end up with these random things when you start the game. Anything could happen. I'm back over here. I just want to make sure we don't have too many negatives. So this is going to be too hard. I won't even be able to grow with this. We've got no growth. Yeah, so we can't actually grow. We have to. Sorry, guys, we have to restart. So let's just go back again. We'll just exit. Hang on, we just go back. I always get this one wrong. I always do it the wrong place. Go back, quit out from here. Right, so scenarios, grand campaign, tick. Okay, so Highland Nu is saying, where will you expand? Corsica, Africa, or land of the Dalmatian coast? I'm not sure yet, actually. I think we'll see what opportunities come. I'm sort of interested in taking on Carthage, but I think the easy pickings will be the south of Italy. So we'll probably sort of head across there, I think. Sort of take over Sicily to start with anyway. Let's go back to Syracuse and start again. And hopefully we end up with things that aren't going to cripple us. Nothing at all. No, actually, no, there's a negative, not a negative, there's a boon there. So this is a regional boon, a local site in the region with a positive effect on land output and development. This one gives us 3 food and 12 culture. Wow, this is enormously good, a sacred site. This is going to really boost us up. We're going to end up developing very, very quickly through the cultural tree. It means we're going to have other guys that can then sort of be left away from culture to a large degree. Like normally you need to really stack this this area, but by having that site there, that's going to be enormously powerful and good. Back over through here, what do we got? We've got rocky outcrops, food again, we're down. I think what I'm going to do is just write this one off. Actually, write Etna off as just something we're just not going to ever be able to actually do anything with. The food is going to keep on going backwards. Oh, I don't think it can go down to 0. We have a small anchorage there. I don't have any infrastructure. If I move him out of there into infrastructure, for example, we're going to end up starving. Okay, well, let's deal with it. I think that the positive we have from this will outweigh the negative that we have back over through there. So the first thing we need to do is our army has just got a couple of citizen hoplites and a couple of javelin men. This is not going to be good enough for us to take over any of the other areas at all. So we need to start developing this one. We've got plus 23 gold coming in. That's going to be important. And plus 15 manpower. So we're fairly weak at the very, very start of this. We'll have a quick look in through here. Go to our military. And what can we build? We can build a lot of different things. We can also start to build like light warships and build up a bit of a navy. Armoured hoplites we can't get yet. Mercenary hoplites we can get. I'm just worried about the money. I think I prefer to actually just get, like I can get raw hoplites and javelin men. Javelin men are going to cost me 10. I can get 2 of those. I've got 21 of the, what are these things called again? Equipment. Yes, I've got 21 equipment. They don't cost any metal. These guys here, actually, they only cost 10 as well. Raw hoplites. All right. And mercenary hoplites as well. It's a lot more powerful. This one's only got a attack value of 3. These have got a attack and defense of 2, so they're not. The raw hoplites really aren't worth it. The mercenary hoplites have got better attacks, attack of 4, defense of 3. Next turn. I can get that sort of combination next turn. Let's go with that. So the mercenaries are going to cost us a little bit of money each time. So the upkeep is going to be 20 money, but I think that will sort of put our military in good stead. So let's just go with that. As far as building, we actually are at the maximum that we can build in both places. The anchorage only gives us money. I'm not going to be able to build anything else anyway. The only other thing I could try to do just to get the growth would be to destroy this. Oh, it cannot be disassembled. So we're screwed here, really. We can't build anything. So Highland New is saying, what are the provincial troops there? Slingers, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. I've got no idea. Actually, generals, we need to look at those as well. We've got one turn where we're not going to be doing anything. So Alkabi 80 has only got a defensive rating of 1. We're going to be mainly going on the offensive. So Philopater is probably our best one at 1 and 2. There's nothing special about any of these leaders. So let's just get him across there. So, yep, he would be good. I wish the game would actually automatically go to the... Actually, I guess it can't sort of figure out what the best general would actually be. Right, so I think what we'll do is... Let's try to be friendly with Carthage, I guess. Let's go to diplomacy. Cooperation. They don't really like us. Actually, the relationship is negative. So let's just see who likes us and who doesn't. Rome likes us. No one else does. Okay, well, the Greek city-states are all fairly friendly. Yeah, everyone else really doesn't like us at all. In that case, we'll talk to Rome. Oh, hang on, they're the Etruscans are the protectors of Rome, so we can't really do anything. We can't really do anything with them. So I think this is going to be fairly difficult. So Plush Salmon is saying, I have a question. When exporting battles of this new campaign, what units will represent them? Is it beneficial to have Persia DLC and Fog of War 2 in any way? I know it's not necessary, but is it beneficial at all? I don't think so. I haven't tried that, actually. But I don't think it is. I think that the base game, from what I've heard, the base game is all you're going to need for Field of Glory 2. So if you want to sort of export those battles out. So anyway, we won't do anything with the diplomacy at this stage. I think we're pretty much, that's about all we can really do. There's not a hell of a lot we can get up to. Actually, one thing I do want to do is just shuffle around my forces. I'll pump even more into down into here. Infrastructure really doesn't matter much, so I'm just going to put some more into food. Infrastructure base, it's really not going to really worry us too much. It's sort of like maintenance type things. So we're going to have 36 in culture. Our growth will be plus 12. Growth in 3 turns. We need the growth so we can keep on building buildings. So we'll end our turn there. Okay. We now have 6 in this army. Combat power is only 12. Should just let it process the turn. Here we go. We're in the top rung, which is good. So we've got... we went down 6 with that. But anyway, we'll leave that one where that is. So with these, we can now move across into here. Let's just see how we go, I think. Hopefully. We'll defend with approximately 3 units. That's okay. We'll take Sicily. I would like to get out to here as well. There shouldn't be too much in the water. We should be able to actually get across there with this force after we take this. Yeah, actually, Plush 7 is saying it's interesting how these mixed archer spear units will be represented. I'm sort of I've only got 2 hours, so otherwise I would actually I'm interested now too, but I'm not going to have time to actually do it. So in the reign of so Eryx has been declared a new objective. So Eryx is back over here inside Carthage. So it looks like it wants us to go after Carthage. Okay, so we've got 4 versus our 6. We'll view the battle. I'll explain the battles as we go through as well. So I'm just going to turn off continuous play. I'll just get this going just so that you guys sort of know what's happening. So it's played in phases. Actually, if there's, once again, if you've got any questions at all, just sing out. The battle system is actually really quite cool the way it does work. And so it arrays your forces like in a line. Initially, there'll be like like if we start the battle, the first one will be the ranged attack. And so what you'll see through here is that the ones with the yellow squares have actually got a ranged ability. And so you can see, where is it? It's got the hits, it's skirmisher, ranged phase, using range attack rating, combat rating of 5. So it's got a combat rating of 5 in this phase of what they're doing. They've got 2 units back through here as well, with exactly the same sort of troops. The ones with the circles with the cross, and you can see there's one with square and a circle and a cross, means that's going to be the target of the ranged attack. So we're going to be attacking 3. They're going to have their 2 attack this one. So if we now click play, and this one's become tired, that one's become tired, that's exhausted. And so what this does is it changes their effectiveness. And so these are both now only got effectiveness of 1. Their base is 2. This one's got a effectiveness of 2 as well. So anyway, we'll just now go to the actual melee phase. And what the melee phase will do is we'll then array them against each other. So if you have a look at this one, it's just going to head off down one track and then go back the other way. And so what you've got through here is you've got the combat rating, which is just the base rating. You've then got the number of die rolls depending on the attack value of your attacking general. They don't have any, so they just get the 1 roll. So we get another +1 roll through here, which is actually a big advantage. So we'll just go across and click play. We don't actually have any support units. It would be good if we had more troops, but the troops now have to sort of arrange themselves out to then get flanking maneuvers. Oh wow, that was a big roll. Wow, we rolled 2 lots of 10s. So we smashed that particular troop. Next one across through here. This one we've got an advantage anyway. This is our mercenaries. They've got a combat rating of 4, just against the javelin men. But these are skirmishers. And so there we go, we smashed them. Tried to evade, but couldn't evade. Now back over this way. These are both tied, so they've both lost 1 effectiveness. They've still got 2 hit points. And then they smashed us, destroyed our unit. And then this one, we should have the advantage. Now we evaded because we're a skirmisher. Now we're going to get a flanking attack. And these are a bit of a dark art. Essentially, they don't get to roll any dice, and we still get to roll our 2 dice. So we destroyed that one as well. Pursuit phase. There we go. Oh, it still survived. Now, it started off tired as well. Okay, so Highland New is saying, how young a general? I think he was 25, wasn't he? Syracuse won the battle, or 27 or something, so he's fairly young. Hopefully he'll be with us for the duration. Okay, so that's the battle. Nice and simple, but we did lose a unit. Now we've still got plus 24 gold coming in, still processing the turn as well. Actually, we're now down to 21. So, so we've actually dropped a little bit. When you take over territories, you do tend to then take a bit of a hit. So you don't want to go crazy taking over areas unless you can really cope with it. So we have Sicilia has been added to our nation. We took it from the grip of the Hellenic independence. And in the region of, so Brutium has been declared a new objective. There we go. So this is going to be the new objective for us. We should be able to get that, but I'll need to come back and get more of an army. So we'll just go back into Syracuse itself. We've still got growth in 1 more turn. That should then give us, actually we're building slots 5 of 4. We're going to end up being 5 of 5, so we're going to have to grow twice before we can build anything. Back and through here again, we've only got like a building slot of 1. We've only got 1 citizen in through here, and we've got numerous cliffs. So infrastructure -2, money -3. So this is not good either. This is not a good location. Anyway, the growth is going to be 10 turns here. I'm just going to have to keep this guy just doing what he's doing. So he's just going to have to stay there. But what we can now do, though, is we can create a province. So let's go and create the province of Sicily. I think that's what it would be. Yep, Sicilia. So we're going to create the Sicilian province. Did it say it was doing that? Yep, will be formed next turn. That's good. Unit queue is empty. Trade details, yep, to army. So we're just going to go across here. We're going to march back home again. And while we're here, we're just going to go and try to build a bit more forces. So we've still got, we've only got 8 plus 21. So I've actually got 29 to spend for the next turn. So I can get these guys for 10. They're 10 as well. This one, the upkeep is only plus 4. And so what I'll do is I'm going to grab another javelinman. And yeah, I can't quite get the other ones. These are 15. Actually, I could grab myself some light cavalry. But mercenary cavalry, I don't want them. This one here is going to cost 10 as well. I do need to start to get a bit of a fleet as well, I think. Just slowly sort of build up. Let's go with this one. That's going to be 25 ultimately. So we'll get those plus one of the raw hoplites. So we'll just get those for the army. When they come back, they can then sort of join in with the rest of them. Nothing else we can really do, so we'll leave that one there. Yep, get the cav. There we go. Flanking bonus is Highland New. Yep, we've got that one. Now the province is going to give us it's just going to help with the micromanagement more than anything. All right, so we're still floating around. We went up by 3 this time, so we're sort of floating around where we actually are. We're a stable tyranny. Okay, so Celophonia has been added as a new objective. Way over there. Okay, we're not going to be going after that. We're just going to get in the way of the Greeks if we do that, which you saw how powerful they were when we started. So these two, we're just going to merge them across to the Syracusan army. So they've now actually joined the army. Citizen hoplites. They should both be in the same stack anyway. So we'll now move this group off. We can get there in 2. So we'll move that one off. And I will just save up my resources a little bit while we sort of see what's actually going on here. Regional decisions. We're not going to have too many of these. This is actually the one area that we're not going to see too much of. So recruit local units. Yep. So we're not going to use these as such. This is actually what why I was sort of suggested that I really do try to sort of stay over here. But after the last one with Athens, it's not going to get any better than that. So have a look at the previous stream if you've got any if you want to sort of see what happened there. That was pretty amazing finish to that stream actually. If I do say so myself, it was not any skill on my part. It was a massive combination of luck with Argos happening to attack at the right time. So we'll be across the straits there fairly soon. We've now gone into the top level again. We want to stay up in the top here if we can. Yep, we're now in the progress areas. This is good. Modifiers. It's going to take a long time to grow through here. So money, stable. Yep, we're going to be going backwards again. Actually, we haven't looked at our leader. Very good military. This leader is excellent in the affairs of wars. With the help of his generals, who will organise a proficient army able to serve his ambitions. The leader force pool has a bonus of +2. Geez, we would have only had 2 leaders to choose from if that was the case. Reduction of 30% of experience needed for level ups, and military expertise bonus of 50%. So improved army logistics of +1. So that's actually quite good. But he's a bad diplomat, so that's why people don't really like us. So they don't think much of Sophocles. All right, so we're moving across there next turn. We're still building up the money. We just might as well just keep everything sort of thumping along. Yep, another one over here. Well, until we get ships, it's not going to really be anything we can really do. I don't want to get ships until I need them, so I'm just going to keep on building up. Like if we have a look back in through here, for example, and go to our equipment, you can see that our equipment is slowly sort of stockpiling. So we want to stockpile the equipment so we can then build a fleet in one go, rather than drip feeding it through. Infrastructure is still going backwards, which is not such a problem. I should probably try to maintain. The growth is in another 5 turns. If I move one of these back down into here, it's 7 turns. But I then really maintain my culture on the top. I might do that actually, just really push that culture along, just so that we end up staying in that top rung, even though we're going to be taking over a little bit more over through here. Okay, so the Samnites have now come down onto the plains. I don't know how much of this I really want. I don't know if I want this, which will then put me in contact with too many. I think I'll just stay here where I've just got a fairly simple sort of area to go to end our turn. Yeah, we've got our 7 versus 4. Now this is a hill frontage of 8. We've got 7, so it's still going to be all out in one front, big long front. Combat power 15 against combat power of 10, so we'll view the battle. So again, we're not compressed enough to sort of really make good use of our army, so we'll just go and start the battle. They've only got one archer unit they're going to be going up against our cavalry, which is fine. And we exhausted some of these, which is actually good as well. Okay, now they've got a slight advantage. They've got a terrain defense because it's a hill. And so they're defending the hill. This is Latin foot as well. They've got better... they actually do better than our citizen hoplites. Now we just lose 1 effectiveness. It's considered a loss. This is 3 and 3 with 2 die rolls. Yep, so we had the opposite happen there. Now we're going to get flanking attacks, and this should actually help us a little bit. So they've got a 4, we've got a 3 with this particular attack, but we get the +1 from flanking, which gives us a 3, plus we have 2 die rolls. That'll destroy that one. Okay, then back over this side, it's 4-4 with 1 extra roll from our side. Yep, that was a good roll. A good roll. Right, then the next one back over through here. This one, they've lost their 1 effectiveness, so they're exhausted. So they've got no effectiveness left, and so it's going to end up evening out. Oh, and it works well with us with the second one. We should chase this one down and destroy it. Nope, didn't quite get the destruction. Okay, so we got through that one fairly, well, pretty much unscathed. Just 1 effectiveness was the only real problem we had. So we'll leave that one there. And it'll finish processing the turn. Yeah, so we're just hovering in this thing. We've now got 1 progress token. We want to get 5 of those. Back in through here, how are we going? We've only got the 1 person. Food is stable. We're not getting any growth in 20 turns. It's going to take a long time. Actually, I can build something here. So definitely want to get food. We want growth here. This is critical. If we go this way, we're going to get... Hang on. What was that one? This is going to be only food 3. We get food 3, health 8. Infrastructure and money goes down if we use the salt house. Nothing else is going to help us. So really, it is just a flax field. But until I actually get more population, if I go down to here, I'll keep on trying to build this. It's 18 turns before we get that. So just trying to manage this growth in this early phase of the of history. You know, like it's just very slow going. Our best bet is to just keep on building up the Herrii, like the actual Syracuse itself. Okay, so 79 is saying you need to rewind that 20 turns. Hang on. Where was that? Options, you've got to chat in the window too. Not sure what you're talking about there, sorry. Sorry, Highland Nerd is saying, is it right to attach the chat panel from the video? Yeah, sorry, yeah, so you guys are just helping with that. Sorry, I thought of wondering what you were talking about there. So Bite-Sized Tactics is saying, is this game legit? I'm not sure what you mean by that. But yes, it is, I guess. This is not out yet, though, if that's what you mean. Like, can you get it? No, you can't get it yet. It's still a little way off. I'm going to move this one back to Syracuse. So we'll just move it back to the capital. What I want to do with these is I want to end up having them now take over this one as well. So Melita will come out to here. It's only got a population of 1 as well. It's this Germanic independent. That doesn't sound quite right, does it? So that's strange. Any others? It's italic. I've no idea why that would be Germanic. Anyway, it is what it is. As I say, very, very early days with this game. Still a lot of work to be done, of course. So it's very, very early beta that we're actually sort of looking at through here. Okay, ruler Sophocles' military skill is without equal. The objective region of Bruttium is now part of Syracuse, so plus one progress token. He's declared a new objective, so which is, again, back over here in amongst Sparta. We really can't take Sparta on. These are just pointless, absolutely pointless. Yeah, so firebugs this whole, I'm sure that would always be Germanic. I'm thinking it must just automatically be set that way. I think in the base game this is automatically part of Syracuse, so Syracuse is already sort of expanded, I think, into these three in the full campaign. Anyway, we're doing pretty well. Now we actually have a province. So we can actually go to the provincial sort of look at things. In fact, we can go to the to see what we can actually build as a provincial unit. Mercenary Cavalry. So what is it? It's this one here, Sicilian Slingers. Okay, so this is our provincial troops. What do they do? They've got attack 2, defense 2. They've got a range attack of 6, so their range attack is better. Range defense of 4. Support unit. Yeah, okay. And if we compare them with the javelin men, so extra fatigue margin of 2 against enemies. This one here has got a range attack of 5, defense of 3. So these are slightly worse. These are +3. These are +5 upkeep. So the upkeep in money is 5, manpower is 3. This is upkeep, money 3 and manpower 3. So this one here, the money cost increase with each active unit of this type. So we can get those, they're only 10 again. So we can actually, we've now got 14 saved up with +27 coming in. So I could get another 3 of these if I wanted to. In fact, I could go back and grab myself another raw hoplite. We're going to need a few of these. Let's just go and grab one of those. I've got +22. What's the upkeep of these? Only +4. All right, so we'll grab one of those for next turn. And if I get too many of those, it's going to be a problem. I don't want to have any. I don't want more of these than what I actually have troops. So I might just keep it saved up again until we actually need to start to get the warships. The warships are going to cost me +4 money per turn. With 10 of those, so yeah, we'll just keep on waiting until we can get the troops. So we'll leave that one there. End our turn. But then come back. That'll give us 9. That'll be enough for us to sort of start to take over different areas. Yep, so Call Me Was is saying you need to grab Melita to defend your coastline. No reason to give an invader a base from which to supply a fleet. Yes. Hang on, yep, so we'll go for that one next. As soon as we get here, I can then sort of leave through the port. So we've got a port there as well. I could actually go... No, so it wants me to... I can't... I have to leave through this port here. So I need to come back into this territory. Actually, I can get there in one turn. All right, well, let's do that. We can actually leave the port, so let's just go and get both troops back outside and into that territory. Okay, that'll do. Okay, we're now at 2 progress tokens. That's good. There's nothing else really for us to do. We don't have any slots, I don't think. Yep, so no slots there. There's no free slots anywhere. Maybe we do go after Carthage. Oh, look at Carthage. God, they're just going crazy out here. They've taken over all of this as well, all of Numidia. They're going to be a problem. They are going to be a problem. Anyway, let's see how we go. Oh, we just saw troops arrive. Yep, so we've got 2 progress tokens. Sparta's actually looks like it's heading towards becoming a glorious monarchy. We want to go to this one. We want to merge with this fleet. So we now have fairly big force. Now we can land on Melita. And this is plains, so it's going to be a wide attack. I've got the 4 that are back there. So Germanic independence, combat power 21. You get against their 8. Let's have another quick look at this one. So got a fair few. Should weaken them a little bit. So it's 3 versus 3, and everything else is pretty good there. We get the 1 extra roll. It's even. And 1 slight advantage. Now we'll start to get advantages and destroy them. There we go. And the pursuit phase. It's a nice mechanic that they've got with this one. It's very, very good. So Plush Salmon is saying the DLC is about Persia, so naturally we're playing a Greek faction. It's centered around the rise of Persia is the theme of it. But the reason I'm not playing Persia, and I could have. It starts off small, but it's extremely. It become extremely complex as the game progresses. So I wanted to play something that was relatively small. If you guys want to see Persia, because like if we have a look at this, I'll just get rid of this one here. That one's fine. So we've now got Melita as well. So we've now got pretty much all of Sicily. We've got the Sicilian province. We just don't have the back end of it. Not that it really sort of matters that much. Now we've dropped back out of here again. Just leave that one where that is. Another nation. Okay, so Carthage is now fighting Syracuse. I thought this may happen. Okay, so they're now gone to war with us. Now, just reading a few of the comments there. Sorry, guys, I have missed a little bit there. So, Seritum, I'm not sure what that Greek, what the Latin is there that you're saying, Belarusia. So Highland New is saying a good place to leave a light cav for recon. It doesn't really sort of work that way as such. So do you have influence what unit is attacking whom? No. The way it works is it sort of arranges your heavy units in the middle and then goes out to your skirmishers. So it's sort of like we're going to have to now build up an army. And I think what I'll do is I'll come back in to here. In fact, I may just go back into the town, I think. And they will most likely come after us. We'll just leave that one where that is. So Melita's been added to your nation. And we have 1 open slot in Melita. Cool. So we've got no food. We're not going to be able to build anything, unfortunately. We've got a heap of food stored up, though. So again, farming, just to get the extra food so we can get the growth. The palisades would be great, but initially we need the food. And you can see we're not getting any actual growth with this at all. So we will eventually, like once they sort of settle down a little bit. So I'm just going to move this guy down into here. It's going to take a long time for him to build that. Actually, that's going to be a problem until the unrest finishes. You'll have to wait for the unrest to finish. Okay, so we've certainly been growing a little bit. We will be wanting to get this if we can, but Carthage is just getting crazy. If we have a look at across the to where Persia is, we should see that they're starting to go crazy as well. Yeah, see, Persia started off as a tiny little group in through here. It's already captured all of this. So in very, very short time, this is why I'm sort of thinking it's probably going to be too much to actually play as Persia, because they've just been taking all of this territory. So I wanted to play something that was going to be fairly contained because of the time factors that we actually have. And so they've actually now taken over all of Media, or Medea, and then across into Lydia. So they're actually taking over all of Asia Minor there, which is interesting. Back over through here, Sparta and Athens have not really sort of moved. The Boeotian League has grown a little bit. Okay, so the Samnites have moved up into here. Carthage is going to be our biggest problem. Oh, hang on. So Highland New is saying, doesn't leaving a unit on a region enable you to see movements on adjacent regions? I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure about that one. You may be right. Anyway, I'll keep my forces together. I'm going to need them. I'm going to need a big army to take this. So we're being raided here by the Samnites. Yes, we're still 29 turns away with this. The just conquered thing is going to be kicking in most places. Okay, we're going to get growth in 4 turns, so we're going to be able to build something fairly soon. That'll be good. Through here, growth in 7 turns, which is good as well. Okay, we'll just keep on going. Everything else there is pretty good. Okay, hold on. New is saying northern Sardinia. I'm going to have to come back and defend. I saw an army arrive here. I wouldn't be surprised if they start to attack very, very soon. We're at 3 now. Is there anything that's a glorious anything? No, no one's got to glorious status just yet. There we go, another progress tier reached. He's getting old. His effectiveness, I think, is coming backwards. Britium is in unrest against Syracuse. Yep, okay, so we've now got a problem over here. Been raided under pacification. Yeah, so the loyalty is a problem here. We just can't build anything. Actually, what we'd better do is just move him back up to there if we can. It's not going to help us. He's not going to help us. Okay, so we've still got plus 15 gold. Plus 13 over here. Or money anyway. So the provincial troops. It's a plain out through there. Plain, yeah, this is all plains except for Etna, which is a hill. Okay, so I can get more raw hoplites. It's going to start costing us a bit. Let's just get a bigger army. Yep, so now the health is now degraded to good. Received a progress token, so we're now at 3, which is good as well. Okay, so we'll end our turn there. There's nothing much else we can do. Hi, Game Master. How you going? And Doomsday, and anybody else that's joined us, welcome. Actually, yeah, you're right. If we had left a troop over there, we would be able to see what's going on. So just hovering at the back end of this list. There we go. We've got a glorious city-state up there for Argos. And the Britannia, glorious tribal horde. So merge. Why didn't they merge? Oh, that's okay. Yep, that's all right. Okay, so we're going to move across to here now. And we're going to now need to save up a little bit. If we can take this, this will give us a bit of an injection. We've got 3 population there, so that would be a good one for us to get. Okay, so there's different populations are sort of being killed with the different raids. All right, so we'll leave that one where that is. This one is no longer in unrest. Still in under pacification. Actually, no, it has slight unrest in through there. It's got no food. Yeah, we can take that. All right, so back in through here, we've just got a small army of 2 units, just light cavalry. Plus there's going to be some units in the walls there. They've got one wall, I think, for where they actually are. So yeah, unbreached walls 1 of 1. Now that's going to give them protection. So what I can do is I'm in no screaming rush to go and attack this. So I'm just going to attack the province and then we'll besiege that. And so that should then put us in fairly good stead. Back over here. Okay, so this will be next particularly harsh for men and crops. That means our growth is going to be a problem. Okay. Let's just go back in here again. Growth in 4 turns. Okay, this is going to be difficult. They may raid us. I think we'll still be able to do okay against them. Oh, here we go. We're up to 4 now. We're nearly a glorious tyranny. Metal and manpower. We don't have the money or anything. It's just too early in the development yet for us to be able to make good use of that. So we won't worry about any of the actual decisions. Now, this has still got one wall. Okay, they've got... what have we got here? I think I'll just leave it where it is. So we've got the progress token. Okay, we've now got a new population in through here, which does give us possibilities to then go and build. As you can see there, the food is now going slightly up. If I do that, we still can't get what we need to build until we get this all sorted. I'll just keep the money. I'll just keep them growing. Just try to get the growth if we can. So just get them working on the farmlands. This one here, the food is stable. Growth in 6 turns. This one here, growth in 11 turns. Growth in 30 turns. Yeah, it's really not good. We just can't build anything. All right, so we'll leave that one where that is. Is there anything else we can really sort of do here? Yeah, so these factions haven't been fleshed out properly yet. Here we go. So Hellenic rebels, combat power of 2 against ours would view the battle. So hopefully we get to keep this. That didn't work. It's just going to come down to the roll of the dice. Fingers crossed. Yes. Now that's it's ended in a draw, which will mean that we fight again, but they've now become exhausted. Let's get rid of that. Here it goes again. It's not going to do anything this time. It's exhausted anyway. Couple of lucky rolls for us. That's good. Okay, we've got good culture. This is good. Oh, okay, changing the affairs of the nation. We have a new ruler. So Phelos has been proclaimed the new ruler of Syracuse. What has he got? He's an elitist. This ruler only trusts an elite group and feels smaller is better. He has some skills in spotting good lieutenants, though, so maximum manpower penalty of 15%, and leader quality bonus of +2. Good military, so this is decent in matters of war. His generals should be able to be winners in most conflicts. Okay, leader force pool of +1. I don't think that will change. And we've got a taxation penalty of 10%. So we're really close on the edge here. We can't really support anything else that we actually have. Yep, emergency levies if we need it. We don't need it. Hellenic rebels are revolting. Yep, we saw that one. We saw that one. So ruler Sophocles has been killed in an accident while he was taking a tour of the capital. Okay, so we've got the got that one in through there. Anchorage in Etna has been... Oh, no! Oh, hang on. That's actually probably not a bad thing, ultimately. Okay, so Etna crumbled and billowed in... so this is actually... It must be the volcano. Yep, Etna grumbled and billowed in Etna. So lava is flowing in the direction of a nearby city. There we go. Population in Etna is decreased. Well, I think it was down to 1 anyway. And so Anchorage in Etna has been destroyed. So back in through here. Actually, we can't build anything. This is chewing up 1 slot, which I can't do anything with these rocky outcrops. Okay, no growth. Times are hard here. Times are very, very hard. So what do we got through here? Inflicted a few casualties against a defender. So they've still got their wall up. And I don't think I really want to attack that until the wall is down. It's not a capital, so there will be some good guards there. So unbreached walls, 1 of 1. The attacker has got 6. The defender, some of siege resistance of structures is 5. Yep, so siege duration is uncertain. We'll just leave that one where that is. Yep, that's okay. We'll leave that one there. Go across to the next one. Yeah, 79 is saying, feel the pain of the Etna gods. Come on, we just need 1 more. We need 1 more. In fact, if we take this location, we get it, and we become a glorious tyranny. That would be probably more fitting anyway. So I think we'll just attack this. Yep, breach the walls and ready to assault. Inflicted a lot of casualties. So we're going to now be able to march in. So there's no more walls to. There's no walls that can actually defend. Like they can use to defend. So the siege should be quick. We're +3. We could starve them out, but let's just go for it now. Let's destroy this thing. So they are on the assault. And that's about all we can really do, I think. Yeah, there's nothing else here that we can add to. Just need to get the growth. Got 5 turns for the growth to occur there. This thing is now 5 of 5. 3 more turns and we can then start to build in the capital. This one here is still under pacification. It'll take just a little bit of time. Growth in 12 turns though. And this one here is also really going to struggle with its with what it needs as well. So it's getting +1 food production because we've got a citizen there and not a slave. Yeah, let's leave it where it is. Okay. Alright, so they've only got 3 units. Combat power of 1 against our 32. This is going to be very, very one-sided. These are interesting as well. We now have a more of a closed sort of circuit. This one won't be participating in the battle at all. These are considered support units. Actually, the Mercenary Hoplites. Support bonus of 2. Okay, these have all got a support bonus of 2. This is going to be an absolute walkover. So we've got a range phase. We've exhausted the flanking units. And then we have a 3 combat rating. This is a Phoenician foot that we're sort of seeing inside, which has got a combat rating of 3 and +1 terrain defense. As it's got a combat rating of 3 with 2 support bonuses. Let me smash that one. Actually, where's our leader gone? We don't have a leader. I wonder if he died earlier. I didn't see anything come up. All right, we've got that one. That's going to take us into the status of glorious tyranny, because that's an objective. There we go, glorious tyranny down through here. Now we dropped a lot of culture. And or these, I forget what that's called. That's the culture decadence ratio. It's we've sort of now dropped a fair bit because of taking that particular location. So we're going to have to slowly build that one back up over time. Okay, our nation has no equal. Philus is an extraordinary ruler. Syracuse has been reformed, is now known as the glorious tyranny of Syracuse. So we get progress and decadence. Yeah, so we're going to have to sort of just see what the decadence actually is of that new holding. Where are we? The legacy panels in there, which we don't really sort of need. Yeah, that's okay as well. I'm not really going to worry too much about the legacy progress. So we're now the current government is a glorious nation. So we were just a tyranny. So this is an old tyranny. Actually, where's the other one go to? Again, if we just go back, decadent, stable tyranny. That's where we were. So with this one, we get the equipment bonus of 10%. Decadence gain further increased by 10% from just being one of these sorts of tyrannies. It then upgrades to a glorious tyranny, which is where we are right now. And so with the tyranny we get with this one is, because it's a tyranny, we still get the same bonus in through there. But we get glorious nation status. So loyalty bonus of 15, legacy gain increased by 35%, decadence gain further increased by 35%. So that's actually why our decadence is going up. Leader force pool of +3, reduction of 35% on experience needed for level up, and conversion bonus 10% of current rate. So that's so we do end up with a lot more decadence because of the because we've now gone to glorious. So the status age reduction, government status age contributes to your nation's decadence. Yep. So this is also, like, if we just go back into here, where are we? Progress. And it's not going to have it there. We'll just get rid of that one. This is the status age. So the status age, I think it halves where we were before. Like, I think we're at 23 in the status age from where we are. And I think it halves that for each time you go to a different status. And so in this case, we've now the glorious tyranny. And that's going to then help us in some ways and then make it more difficult in other ways. So let's have a look and see what else we've got. Now, this army, we've lost the ruler. There he is back here. He's back at home. Come on, get back with your army. I must have somehow dropped him off when I was farting about down this way. I'm not sure what happened there. But Philopator was the actual ruler that we had there before. He's now 40 years old. So he's getting a bit old. We've now taken all of this. I don't know if we're going to be able to do much against Carthage. Carthage is just going crazy. They are really sort of winding things up. Maybe Corsica and Sardinia. Perhaps, but then I think I'm going to need a navy before I do anything else. So I think it's time to consolidate. I think that based on the like just the beta testing and things, some of the empires are just getting a little bit too. They're growing too big, too quickly. That was something that Pocus had mentioned as well. That he was sort of he was thinking that he's probably going to have to find a way to at least sort of limit the exponential growth. Although Persia has now seemed to sort of have stopped. They've certainly grown into a big area back in through here. Egypt is nice and strong. Cyrene. So Carthage is a problem. Actually, there were with the Iberii as well. We sort of half like each other. Rome is gone. So Rome's been destroyed. There will be no Rome in this game. Who else? No one else really likes us. Egypt's on 0 as well. Well, our only potential friend really is back up here. I don't want to give any money or anything. I'll just see if they want to go with cooperation. I don't think they will, but we'll see what actually happens. Okay, so we've got our force now down through this side. I'm just going to move that one back to the home again. I can sort of zip off and do other things. I don't want to get too big. Sort of keep where we are. Consolidate, get our forces together, and then sort of work that way. So we've got a reasonable size army. Leave that one where that is. Yeah, we're still dropping. One thing I didn't check was what we can build in here. Yeah, 3 of 3, so we need the population, 16 turns before that population comes up. And we've got Semitic citizens in through here, Hellenic citizens. Yeah, Hellenics down this way. I might just get the culture boosted again. Just keep up in the top rungs of the culture. Yeah, growth in 1 turn, then we can start to build after this. That will be useful. Okay, we've got a new general that's available to service. We'll just keep our current general where he is, though. Yeah, we've got a few over here. Should just sort of see who's... Yeah, they're at war with the Samnites. The Samnites and us are fairly neutral. Hang on, just double check that. Yeah, it's only the Etruscans and Tarentum, but now we can't get through here. I don't want to join their war. I think we'll just stay at war with Carthage. Is a problem that actually the Iberii, yeah, hopefully we can start to sort of work with them a little bit going up against Carthage. It'd be great to actually take their capital, but that's going to be a little way off. Okay, we'll end our turn there. I'm actually now getting a little bit worried that we're going to end up being stuck on Sicily. Whether we sort of call this one a very short sort of term win, but then because we've got the glorious status, plus we also took over the whole province. Whether you do it, if there is anything you want to see in particular, let me know. Like if you want to see Persia, like if you want to, like in the next hour, if we just pull apart Persia and have a good look and see what actually comes for them, because that one is a lot more fleshed out than these other factions. These ones haven't got any sort of extra, which is new, this regional decisions. So let me know if you want me to flick across, because I think we've sort of now got to a position where we're going to be playing very defensively from this point forward. Feeling we have common interests, Samnium is proposing a trade deal. Okay, that does sound good. Transaction, view clauses. Yeah, okay, we can sell these. They'll give us a fair bit of money. Yeah, we'll definitely do that, accept the treaty. Okay, that's good. That is good. I love the changes that they've made to diplomacy, and this regional decisions now is also something that's really quite cool. Improve trade efficiency, increase trade acumen or range. Okay, so that's a new decision. No, we don't. We just don't need it. We're not building enough. We're too small for that to sort of really kick in. So, envoys have returned, rejected our offer. Thought they may. It was just going to be a bit too light on regional decisions. So what have we got? So these are pretty much going to be sort of like fairly random with what we're going to have, whereas the ones for Persia, etc., would actually be much more fleshed out for them. So they're still writing all of these for the different places. So implant trade settlements. So in the footsteps of ancient cities like Aphoca, who established Massilia in southern Gaul, or malicious who settled colonies. Yep, blah, blah, blah. So if independent, the newly settled coastal region will become yours instantly. Region zone. So we don't have... It's too far away from us. So I can't make use of that one. Naval support. Yeah, so we need to have region must be adjacent to at least 50 points of friendly land combat power. Actually, I don't even think we've got that. We're 37. We're pretty weak. Or to 100 points of friendly naval combat power to make use of naval support, which is quite cool. Pan-Hellenic games. So foreign national capital only. Ethnicity must be mainly Hellenic. So that means Tarentum and any of the others across here. Recruit local units ×3. So if you do that one, suppress unrest. Actually, I probably should have done that before. I could have done that. Didn't cost anything. Yep, leave that one where that is. Okay, so we'll end our turn. We're still floating around this territory, which is good. Okay, we've got our trade deal. Yeah, there's a pretty good chance we can get cooperation with them. Let's try for that. Okay, there's not much else we can do now. We've still got. Where are we? Yeah, 6 turns before that one grows. 3 turns. Yeah, none of these can do anything. Macedonia's on the move. Sort of floating around the middle, which is not a bad thing. New ruler, so welcome the new ruler. So Lycomakos. Yeah, that's okay. Actually, what was his abilities? A bad administrator and nothing else. So that's really not that good. If we have a look at our, hang on, what's going on there? Yeah, so we've still got Philopater. We've still got a few generals there. Okay, so this one here is active only in coastal water, so movement bonus of +2 for the entire stack. So he's a navigator. I won't start to get anything just yet. I'll just keep on waiting. Hi Pixel, how are you going? Yep, so while making a tour of the capital, we'll end our turn here. So how are things in the shadow of the Padishah? Well, we've sort of now hit a bit of a roadblock. We're sort of cornered in from Carthage. I'm not going to be able to get really out across to take them on. So Carthage has now expanded. Actually, they've lost some territory back in through here. The Iberians are doing fairly well. Persia is continuing to expand. It looks like they're now at the expense of Babylon. So Babylon's in trouble. Yeah, it keeps on expanding across here. Yeah, as I said before, though, guys, if you do want me to flick back across and actually stop, because I think now with Syracuse, we now are going to have to just consolidate until we can actually get our resources up under control, which means we're going to have to get a lot of growth, which means we're going to have to just wait for units, like wait for these guys to sort of we can't build anything else. We're sort of stuck with our growth. It's going to take a long time before we can actually do anything. So are you happy for me to now close this bit of it off, and we'll go and have a look at Persia, because really that's going to be the name of the game anyway. In fact, I think I'll just do that anyway, because I think that's going to, at least I can then I'm now interested in seeing what Persia, how it gets to what it gets to do. So we'll just spend the rest of the time having a look at Persia, I think. So unless someone really wants me to just continue on with Syracuse, I'll just leave it there for a few seconds and see what you guys think. I'll have a drink while I wait. A drink of water. Again, another reminder to everyone to keep on washing their hands and to keep their social distancing. Yep, no one's saying that they want to sort of stay with Syracuse. So in that case, we'll quit out of here. So we'll call that a win. You know, if we just need to go back up here, we'll go to quit. And we'll start again. So scenarios. Grand campaign of 550. I think these should probably be changed a little bit, like, you know, so that it is the Rise of Persia campaign. I mean, you can play still as anything, but it really is the Rise, Decline, and Fall of Persia. Again, it's still very, very sneak peek type stuff, where it's very, very early days with this game. But I like the regional decisions. They're really quite good. I'm just surprised at how quickly Persia can grow. I mean, it would almost be interesting to play as Babylon and just watch them. So Persia starts with a few different things in through here. It does start with an army of power 144. So we'll start as Persia. There must be a lot of decisions that come. Now, I think that this is only half fleshed out in this one. Like the Syracusan one wasn't fleshed out at all. But this is got a little bit of fleshing out that's actually been done. Now we've got population through here. So this is Persis back over this side. We've got 2 open slots in through here, so we can start to build at least. Persis is now is finished as far as its building queues. I'll have a quick look to see what else is here. Okay, this one has got a lot of food. So it's got a waterfall. It starts with solid walls, barracks, an armourer, stables and brickworks, forge, potter's workshop, market, and a trading post. 2 king's palaces. I wonder why it's got 2. That's strange. It must be just because the king's palace is a building. I thought they would have gone with something that was just unique in that case. Maybe they will. That may be a bug. It may be a bug, although it gives us an enormous amount of loyalty if we've got both of them. Monument, so we've got 10 of 10. Yep, so when this one does grow, we will be able to continue building. And we've got the satrap palace as well. So culture is going to go through the ceiling here. And I don't need I've got the waterfall, which is the boon, which is new to the game. These are sort of like randomly generated. So having a waterfall there, I can take one of these Iranian civilians and move them back down, even and boost culture even more, just to try to maintain that. Infrastructure, everything is going pretty well there. Actually, we could even get more infrastructure. Actually, no, we don't need it. We don't need it. Just keep +1 happening in there. That way we can really boost our gold right up as well. Back in through here, so this is Passagarde. We've got stud, we've got shepherd house, stables, trading, and we're going to have a harbour. We can build here. We've got 4 of 6. I've got 2 slots. So here, the palisades are always good to get. The ranch. I'll go the palisade there. Just go and build that one up. We've got the citizens back in through here again. Does it change? It does change it fairly dramatically as far as the growth is concerned, but I think I'll just go with more money. we do need to get on top of the money. Okay, there's that one. Then this one over through here. We can build in here again as well. Yeah, salt mine. Herbalist, charcoal, again a palisade. I'll just get that one again as well, just for the defense. 7 turns before this one grows, that's okay. That's not ours. I thought they were ours. Right, so who do we start off at war with? Provincial stuff there, that's okay. Let's see. We'll look at the armies in just a minute. Diplomacy. Okay, we are at war with Media. So this is how it sort of starts. Okay. Yeah, so we've essentially. I think the history is that we end up. Yeah, how far can we move? We can move to there. I'm going to be wanting to sort of just gobble up their territories as fast as we possibly can. Now we've got a big army here. We've got 2 immortals. But I'd love to see this actually played out in Field of Glory too, just to see what it's like. The Iranian armoured cavalry. In fact, I might even flick across because I can sort of do whatever I want to do. I won't play it out, but I wouldn't mind just seeing what the forces look like in Field of Glory 2. Once again, let me know if you wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing this army in action. I won't play it, so I'll save it when we actually get there. I might just do a quick save now. There we go. Just call it test. Save that one away, and we'll just move this one up. I'm going to move it into there and then shift. Oh, hang on, that's still not going to quite give me what I need. Yeah, I can get up to there. In that case, I'll just keep on marching them forward. Okay, now keeping on with what we have to do through here. We have 94, plus 94 in equipment, so we can get a lot of stuff. God, there's a lot of things we can get as Persia. Hillman, Sparabara infantry. God, this is looking good. Iranian archers, what do they have? These are mountain men. Iranian slingers. Actually, these ones here are 15. They do cost a fair bit of upkeep, so I can't keep too many of them. That's +4, +3, +3. That's just full on cavalry. I'll go this way here, I think. Oh, hang on, no, not the slingers. Sorry, the archers. And then we're just going to have to be careful of our money, so I'll leave it where that is. Okay, bring those across. So what about our leaders? So here we go. Cyrus is actually leading the army. So Cyrus 2, he would be hard-coded in. So what does he do? What's his benefits? He's got movement speed of 5. So movement bonus of +1 for the entire stack. Okay, so that sort of represents him. Actually, I will just save that test one again, just so we've got it there. And for the first of the battles, I just want to see what the army looks like in Field of Glory 2. That will answer, I think, a few of the other questions as well that people had about what you need to get or whether you need to get anything special, because these will be fairly unique across, but I don't think that we'll need anything special for that one. I do have the Rise of Persia in Field of Glory 2, but I can't remember what units you get, but I don't think we're going to need that. All right, let's just end our turn here. One unit, the medians. All right, so let's export this battle. Okay. So I'm going to open this one up. The screen will go black for you guys. I'll have to just set this one up. So just bear with me. I'm just going to go across. And then we'll come straight back in to see what the setup is. I won't play this. I'll just open her up. Although it won't take long to play, to be honest. Not against just one force. It's still opening up, guys, so sorry about this. Here we go. I'll now just make sure that you guys can see it. And there we go. You should see it round about now, I think. There we go. Good. Okay, so it goes. We now go to battles. And if we just go to Empire's Battle. Actually, I haven't tested this. This may not even work because this is still in, as I say, very, very early beta. It's loading in. I'm interested to also see if Cyrus, like Cyrus II, is Cyrus the Great, is actually how he's represented in this as well. But we're looking in areas that I probably really shouldn't be doing. So here we go. So anyway, this is, of course, you do need to have Field of Glory 2. You can add one more general to your army. I'll just add a general in the old place. So I'll just add a general into here. Okay, so that's going to keep him now. I'm guessing if we sort of zoom around, this should be Cyrus Hero. Yes, Cyrus II, Commander-in-Chief, with his immortals. What's the command to sort of zoom in? There's I forget what it is. Is it Shift W? No, I forget what it is. Anyway, it's so that's them. Now I don't think we need to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't need anything extra to actually have this. But this is looking good. Actually, this is looking really good. Your Sparrowbarra infantry back in the back there, with our immortals in the middle here. Very nice. Very, very nice. It's the medians, which we can't see just yet. So that's... and what about the Eastern Archers? Okay, so... Is that what ours were called in the game? God, I love this game. It's just so detailed. It's in a very sort of tabletop-y sort of type way. Very, very good. Anyway, we'll leave it there. So Shift 3, you're saying. Okay, so Shift 3, we can have a look at that. There we go. So yeah, thanks for that. Thanks very much for that. I keep on forgetting that one. R and F to zoom. I can just use the mouse wheel for that one, but I can actually zoom right in now and have a bit of a look at the actual units themselves. So that's Cyrus's units there. So yeah, it's just like it's simple modelling, but it's very effective as far as a tabletop type thing is concerned. Shift 3, then take us back out again. Yep. Right. So we won't play that. We're just going to go back across and quit that game, and we'll go back again to Field of Glory Empires. And I'll click it back. You should load back in again fairly soon. Oh, hang on. So Pixel's saying, although these units are from Immortal Fire. So, but I'm pretty sure you don't need it. I did read somewhere that you don't have to have it. Maybe the modelling of the units. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I shouldn't say anything because I don't really know. I'm going from memory from what I've read. But from what I've read is that you don't need to. But I may be getting confused. Okay, we're going to load our test game back in again. So we'll load that one across. Yeah, Pixel's saying, I think it will work even if you just have the Field of Glory 2 base game, although these units, yeah, from Immortal Fire. Yeah, from what I've read, and it's probably going to be in the forum somewhere as to what the actual, the way that's all sort of supposed to be set up. So the first one is, if we just now end our turn again. And that's a great addition to the game. I love that the game is standalone though as well, and it's really quite a quick game standalone. Just view the report in this case. A lowly old urban militia, not going to be able to stand up against our immortals. And similarly there, there's no wonder these guys rattle ahead so quickly. I should have split my forces up. That's actually, I think that's how they're expanding so fast. So if we just view the report there as well. Okay, so I think what we should have done, if you're playing as Persia, is split your forces up into 2 or 3 even. Former lords. Okay, for too long we've been forced to pay homage to the kings of Media, but no more. Soon will be come the time of the reckoning. A councillor will warn you as soon as the king has decided what will be the best course of actions for Persia. In addition to the councillor notifications, will be entry into the reports tab of the nations panel. Okay, so Cyrus is pretty amazing. Conqueror, architect, so only +1 architect in through there. Reformer and superior administrator. I don't think that these would be random. I think that he would be set in stone. Some of them can be randomized. Yep, so we've marched into there. Now the general able to service. Okay, well, let's go and set these guys up. And we give these a general. Wilderness expert. Yep, we're going to be going into mountains. So move that one over to there. Okay, we're going to split these guys. Okay, so this is the 3rd Persian army. Tactician, so that's attack bonuses. I want movement bonuses at this stage. There we go. So Bessos. Okay, so Bessos can now move up to here. Cyrus can keep on moving up this way. And we'll move that one across there. I won't spend too much time looking at what we can... Oh, hang on, what's this? Polluted water, severe ariosis. What the hell? This is a regional impediment. A local site in the region which adversely affects how readily you can develop this land. There's plenty of water, just that it's brackish and salty, a threat to man and beast. Impediment. Counts as a tier 1 healthcare building. Oh, it's going to be terrible. Regional impediment. So this is just random stuff. Land is broken and the steep-sided waterways make travel very difficult. Okay, so that's that one. This one's got nomadic raiders, so we end up with a little bit of less stuff in through that one. Okay, so... sorry, I've missed a few of the comments there, guys. So I think we're still talking about, yeah, so Pixel saying you shouldn't have to have it is my guess. I don't think so. I think that they've tried to sort of make it so that if you don't actually have the DLCs, you're not going to be hindered by that. It's weird, isn't it? I guess that's why no one's actually staying in these locations. Sick animals, extremely dense forest. Yeah, okay, maybe that's why. Maybe they're set up that way as well. God, there's some crap places around, isn't there? Snow leopards. Yep, so negative food, negative manpower. All right, well, anyway, let's just end our turn. Yep, so Pixel's saying, and the fact that for the official tournaments you can play challenges issued to you even if the armies are in expansions you don't own. Now we're out of supply here. This is going to be a bit more interesting. So our 6, actually no, I've still got combat power of 80 because of the Immortals. We'll view the battle. So these are our skirmishers out in front. So they're just going to continue this one. Ranged attack. It's funny, the Immortals didn't fire. I thought they actually had a rating for that. So Cyrus will come in. He'll dominate this. Might just go to continuous play now. Again, if anyone has any questions or want to sort of see anything particular in the game, I mean, it's... I just love how Agiod sort of manages their the modelling of what they do in the games. It's it always astounds me with all of their games. I find a lot of their games really hard to play, but and this one I've invested a lot of time in it, you know, like to actually sort of really understand it. And it's worth the investment. It's just incredible. The game mechanics that they bring in is just a great addition. Anyway, we'll view this battle as well. So we've got 7 units versus 1. Actually, I'll just view the report in this case. Now we're going to start to see a few extras starting to sort of come up and appear every so often. I think we're okay there. No wonder Persia can expand so fast with what it's doing. It's yeah, and we're going backwards now. Going backwards. The King of Kings decided that the region of Media must be his own. It is the home to Median nobility. And where is Media? Oh, that's it there. We've already got it. We've already done it. Game? We're already here. Okay, so we've got that one. I'll move him down this way. Move this one up. Go back to Persis. And we need to get more culture. I'll start to build things in through here as well. I'll get the clear water. Whenever you see that one, always grab it. It's always a good one. There's another one. I'll just grab that one as well. The theatre is going to give me more culture. I'll take that. Okay, trading tents. We're missing a lot of what we can do there. I'll just get a stud there, I think. Can build up through here. So we've got impracticable gorges. Infrastructure goes right down, so it's going to be very, very hard to build here. In that case, I'll forget about the building. Just get something queued up. Actually, no, I won't. Yeah, I might as well actually just get a ranch. No reason. I mean, we've got limited time now, guys. So again, if there's something you particularly want to see, let's do it. Now we've got they're going to outnumber us here. Oh no, it should be about even. Ooh. You see this, Cyrus has died. It's not a natural death after many years of service to the nation. Hang on, is that our leader as well? Cyrus 2. Okay, so our actual... Okay, the game is modelling him being a general. And so the general has died. So he's gone... Let's just say he's gone back to the capital. So he's no longer leading the army. Don't have a real lot of good stuff here. Tactician, let's just go with that as well. So Sharudes is now going to be taking over command of the force. So we'll leave that one where that is. But the other Cyrus, the Cyrus back at home, is wanting other things captured. Right, so that's fine. Starting to regress. Okay, we're starting to starve here as well. I think we'll be okay. Just view the report. Yeah, okay, so no wonder Persia can expand as fast as they can. Like, Media is really nothing at all. You seem to sort of see, actually, we've really dropped a lot now. Really dropped away. What about our regional decisions? Okay, one of the reasons that Cyrus the Great was successful in forming his mighty empire was his confidence he could rely on the defeated administration to continue their work. So if we try that on Media itself, I know. So these are, where was that one? Where did we end up with that last decision? But these would be specific to, I can't see it there anymore. Hang on, if we just get rid of that again. Yeah, target a region owned by a tribe, civilian level 1, that is not hostile to you. Some of the population would join the adjacent region. So if we target these... Oh, hang on, region is an enemy. So we can target these sorts of things, for example. That's the first one that we just did. So that's a regional decision. We're going to grab that one now, just through... they'll just join us. So we're not finding the Greeks. Persia were often meddled in the affairs of the Hellenes. Okay, so what does this one do? So we can do one there against Lydia. So what does this one get up to? Liberate regions. So we can just keep on doing these, which allows us to sort of expand and do other things as well. I probably should really read what we're doing. Oh, hang on, we don't want to liberate regions. Motivate troops. No, we won't do that. Recruit local units. Let's see what happens with that. There we go. Suppress unrest. No, that's okay. All right, we'll leave that one where that is. We'll just go next to... Actually, I'm just going to keep on sort of marching forward. Yeah, they've got 9. Might leave that one back where it is. There we go. That's good. They've gone back into here. All right, so just view the report. Not going to be able to do anything. View the reports. Gee, it's a whitewash, isn't it? It's going to be hard to play as Media. Well, they are big. So Pixel's saying, really think the bigger scale of some of the imported battles from empires will do well for this period. I find large fights with Rise of Persia. List gives lots of messy fun. Elamites, Assyrians, Babylonians, Cushites. Yeah, there's a lot in there in this group, in this area. And early Egyptians, big massed archers, mix of chariots. Although the classic Greco-Persian matchup is a bit offish. Hoplites versus Immortals. Yeah, I don't like it. That's when we were trying to figure out what I should play last time. We were trying to sort of figure out, like, and I wanted to play a smallish faction. I thought Persia was going to be too big. Too big to sort of be too much micromanagement for a 2-hour session. So I didn't want to sort of play too much of it. But It's not too bad. It is sort of rattling through. Yeah, what have we got in there? We've got oh, here we go. We've got our new troops. So they're going to be merged with this group. And we march this group off. Now that's a wonder there, I think. Just keep on marching them off as well. All right, so they're neutral. So we picked up their army. I thought we were going to pick up territory, but just picking up the army. Right, I've got 20 minutes. So if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. Because I'm not sure how many of these streams I'm going to be able to do before they sort of bottle it up again. I actually didn't think I'd be able to do this one, to be honest. It's sort of one of those things where like they've still got a lot of work to do on the game, so I was lucky to be able to take it and play with it, which is good. Just end our turn. I want to see this fight through here. But you're right. Some of the armies in this region would be really quite interesting in taking them across into Field of Glory too. Okay, that one's no real problem. That one's going to be no real problem. Yeah, Pixel saying, I also tend to prefer armies that aren't just all hoplites. Macedonian lists are much more versatile and varied unit-wise. Actually, I think I've always tended towards playing as the hoplites, and I think it comes from playing Field of Glory 1, like when that game came out. I really loved the way the hoplites sort of were done in there. Like it was more like they've covered two squares, like they had to sort of basically work together. And they were fairly interesting, but I've always gravitated back towards them because of that. Field of Glory 2 is a much better game, don't get me wrong on that score, but it is sort of funny. Now, we're actually assaulting that, so let's just go across another territory back through here. Okay, Media is proposing peace. That's not going to happen. I'll just besiege it with the small army. We've got 94 combat power. They've got a bigger army, but just not able to sort of do too much. Yeah, they can keep on moving across. This one here, I'll move that one up. Yeah, Pixel saying the new decisions and events look lovely. Yeah, this, once again, it's exponentially sort of adding to what can be done here with the game. Okay, we're not going to worry about that one. We're going to destroy those. That will be easy as well. And we'll keep on besieging. We've been lucky, we haven't actually lost too much. Which maybe we have, we've just been capturing things as well. Okay, so this is the day. This is them over here. Requesting cooperation. We'll agree. Peace. We'll reject. View the clauses. Of course, we're going to reject that. There's no way. So we're besieging this as well. Siege will be quick. Walls are still up, so I won't actually attack that one just yet. Now we're actually struggling here with our food. We're now in the mountains. Alright, we'll end our turn there. Oh, they lost a lot. They're coming out to fight us now. So we'll view the battle. Again, as you're saying, different sorts of forces. Very, very interesting. Ooh, we're lucky there. Your Pixel saying Field of Glory 1 digital was pretty good. Yeah, well, I enjoyed it a lot. It was if ever I was like homesick or something like that, it was the game I used to just play at home. I used to love it because you could chew up hours and hours and hours just playing it. But yeah, but they've done a great job with all of these Field of Glory games. I mean, the offshoots as well, like the Pike and Shot, those sorts of games as well. They're just an amazing engine. Now we've got still one wall there. We are besieging this one. They're going to be starved out of this before they can do too much. Okay, there's this one here doesn't have any walls. Hang on, we'll just view the battle. I'll just view the report. Sorry, we're still actually processing the turn. I thought it was my turn. Yeah, we just picked up 3 dots, even though we're in the bottom rung. Actually, I guess that's one thing you could do as Persia, would be to just go after the objectives and become a glorious nation that way while you continue to conquer. Oh, they've given up. Okay, well, that's how they get there. Okay, that makes sense. All right, that makes perfect sense. So how does this one work? Have a look at this one. So that's been added to our nation. We've degraded to good. Okay, the new objective. It's joined the expanding Persia. So okay, they're just all joining us. Okay, so it's a great victory. We've gained Assyria, which was a seat of power of Media. Their treasury has been plundered. Yep, only 7 money. They were out of money. Assyria's been added to our nation. Okay, so it's alleged. Yep. So Assyria's pledged allegiance to Persia. God. We're not marching into all of these. It's just giving up. Not sure why that's happening. Okay, Media was crumbling and in chaos. In a swift move, Persia has taken over their territory. Okay, there it is there. So nation is no more. So that's the actual event. Now I wonder if you play as Media, surely that wouldn't happen. So now this is where the micromanagement would then sort of kick in. You have to sort of go through and figure out exactly what you have to then do from this point forward, which would be sort of too much. That's actually why I didn't think I'd be able to really do that in a 2-hour period. I thought that would be just a little bit too long to do that. So I think we'll call that bit of it a win as well, because we conquered Media. Is there anything else you guys want to see? We've got 10 minutes. And well, Babylon is we're not at war with Babylon yet. So what I can do is I can consolidate my forces, bring them all down. Let's get all these across, and then we'll just go after Babylon. Unless you guys want to see something, I'm really happy to go and do something different if you prefer. We've got a force down there. So actually, I don't need to do this. Okay, I'll declare war there. Just move that one across to there. All right, we'll end our turn there. Yeah, Pixel saying highly recommend Pike and Shot and Sengoku, Shadow of the Shogun. Yeah, both great games. Even, was it Hell or something like that? There was like a fantasy version that came out. That was fun as well. Okay, so Persia, the Persian nation is marching its armies against Babylon. All right, well that's the capital there, I guess, Babylonia. Yeah, so we've got different wonders. Just get rid of that one for a second. What's some of our manpower? Nope. Reject that one. These, we've got this army here. We're just going to merge that with the Persian army. Move those across. Okay, Pixel saying Hell was different development team and more Battle Academy. Oh yes, it was too. Yeah. And laid the groundwork for Sanctus Reach. That's the way. Yep. Sorry about that. What did they have a fantasy one? They didn't actually have a fantasy one, did they? It went from Pike and Shot was the first of the Field of Glory 2 engine games, I think. Okay, Conquer Media is now under rule. Won't threaten anyone anymore to our rule. You'll be earning 100 legacy points and a large amount of money for this success. And that was one of the other problems with the was that the legacy for playing as Persia ends up just going through the absolute ceiling. Like if we have a look at the actual legacy points, where is that? Where's the I forget where the actual stuff is. Objectives. This is. Oh, we'll end our turn. It comes up at the end of the turn anyway. Just trying to find where the ledger is. Oh, there it is. There's a ledger. So if we go across the legacy, yeah. So we're miles ahead of the others already. So, and if we wipe out Babylon. It's like, so if we destroy Babylon, we're going to be so much further across in legacy points than anyone. So victory is almost assured unless the others can sort of get back and get in contact with us. Oh, okay, so Finno Dieter is saying, who controls the territory that becomes Bactria in this current game? Good question. I'll have a quick look. Hang on, we'll just... we've got one unit. That's not going to be a problem. Leave that one where that is. Yep, 3 units, combat, yep, view report. Destroyed. View report there as well. We left a city, like an element there that we should have got rid of. Look at this. 233 now. You've got to, I think if you 3 times a double, I've never actually gone for that victory, but you know, we're sort of, we'd need to, I forget how many years of play we have to go through, but if we keep on this trajectory, we're going to do very, very well. Yeah, so Bactria, let's have a look. Masagati. Got no idea who that is. Look, what I might do is I might go back, actually, in Gandra as well. These would be Indian. Oh, no, they're Iranian. So that's Indian down that way. And these are nomadics. Bactria was in here, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go, Bactriana. If we have a look at the provinces, yeah, so Bactria is definitely under control of the these nomadics. But let's go back out. We've only got 5 minutes. So we'll just... Oh, hang on, I'm going to the wrong place. Just quit out of this again. Hope you guys haven't minded me sort of flipping around all over the place with this game. I sort of want to see what it's got as well. Like, you know, it's... as I say, the last one we played was really cool to sort of you know, get like a story done within the 2 hours. But this one, we sort of, I think we've pretty much conquered what we needed to conquer in both cases, actually, with as far as Syracuse, although we were going to have a long waiting for Carthage to come against us. That was going to be a difficult fight. So that was going to become a bit of a grind. So if we have a look at where Bactria actually is. So it's, yes, okay, so the Massagati start above Bactria, one of the Scythian-related tribes that dominated the region. And then the, so Gandra is where the Bactrians would end up. Now, this would be before, because Bactria ended up being Greek. It is Indian, it's saying through here. So it ended up being a Greek area. In fact, it's... yeah, Bactriana is up in here. So at this stage, where does it end? Yeah, so that's the borders of Bactriana there. So that's it in there. Nomadic independence at this stage. So yeah, so Gandhara has lost had control of modern day Afghanistan, but was conquered by the Persians around 480 BCE. So Yakshas, no treaties in through there. What do I end up with? Yeah, I always get fascinated by these. Like this is a place I've never heard of before, and I just that's what I love about these games. You learn so much about history. Yeah, it's cool. It's very, very cool. So let's have a look and see what we end up with. So we've got the Gandhara army. Yeah, here we go. So we've got Indian war elephants, large beast, good attacker, Dasaratha. Okay, actually that's Dasaratha. That's similar to my name. Okay, so we've got the Indian skirmishers back in through there, massed archers, light cavalry. So it's interesting. So you've got very limited. These would only got combat power of 3. So not very strong, except for the elephants. But can the elephants do what they need to do? So if we go back and have a look at the building queue. Okay, so the elephants, maybe that's provincial. It's a region. Okay, so where's the provinces? Yeah, so we need to take over a few of these before we could actually do anything with that. Again, that would be an interesting one to sort of play. Frequent earthquakes back in through there. Yeah, I thought we might have started with a province, but we don't. Anyway, guys, we have run out of time. Yeah, so Finn Data is saying we've found Daz's prior life. Yeah, it's once again each little faction is you sort of peel back the hood and sort of find these interesting sort of things. It's I don't know if we can have a look. Press control. Indian war elephants, large beast, combat power 5, attack 5. Yeah, what's the -3? They hate the cold. So movement penalty of 1, attack penalty of 1, defense penalty of 1 in mountainous terrains. They're clumsy in forested, swampy, and mountainous terrains. So very limited use. Really only good out in the plains. Okay, Indian elephants are much bigger than the African and Egyptian ones. It'll be learnt the hard way by Ptolemy IV. And so elephants are very offensive-oriented units, but very weak in defence. When on the attack, they can devastate an opposing heavy infantry, but are ultimately brittle. Only a single hit will destroy them. Yeah, because their actual... actually, I can't see it there. Their hit points are only 2. I thought it was only 1, actually. I thought they had like a lot of effectiveness, but only 1 hit. Yeah, so they're not very strong. Yeah, interesting anyway. So I'll leave it there, guys. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We were a bit all over the place today, but it was fun to be able to just go and have a poke around. Because I haven't done that since the last stream. I actually thought that the game was I wasn't going to be able to play it again after that, like with the, because it's still is in such early development. So it was cool to be able to just have a bit of a prod around and just see what's actually everywhere in the actual game itself. But as I say, very, very early days, but it looks really, really cool. Really good mechanics coming. So take care, everyone. I hope everyone sort of stays safe, and I hope that your families are also able to sort of stay safe in this difficult time. I'll catch you next time.